Join me as I take on the challenge of creating a digital art masterpiece from scratch in Procreate. And let's see if I can pull it off. Okay guys, let's move on over into Procreate, and I'm going to show you what I've got set up. So going into gallery view here. Here is my sketch, and yes, some of you might recognize it as the Sanrio character, Hello Kitty, and she is going to be in a winter costume. And today is going to be a Procreate video. So I know I have not done one of these in a long time, but I thought it was time. So let's get on with that today. So what I want you guys to know is that digital art in question, a lot of people think I was not born with the skill to draw, but that is a fallacy. You can draw if you practice doing it, and that is it. End of story. So let's get started, and you guys can follow along with me. We're going to go with this cute little sketch here I've got, and if you want to get this sketch, it is over on my Patreon page. You can get that with a subscription, so go check that out. I will put the link on the page right now. And then having said that, let's get started on our sketch. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to do the outline, so we'll be able to drop our colors in there. So what I want to do is, I don't want to use black. I think I'd rather use a dark brown color. So maybe that right there, possibly. Maybe that. So just choose a dark brown color. I think we'll be fine. And for the brush, I'm going to use my tried and true in the Chamel brush pack. You can also get that over on the Patreon page. And I am going to use my Inker Streamliner, which is my favorite brush. And the reason I like it is because it's got the pressure sensitivity. And when you're doing these cartoon type things, you want to have that thick to thin line. So I'll start off with a very light touch, and then I'll gradually get it thicker by pushing harder and then letting off there at the end to get that effect. Alright, so let's start doing our outline on this. And I'm going to be using the drawing assist for this, so that we'll get some good curves. So I'm going to start off with this hat first, maybe. And so make sure you go into your layers here and start a new layer. And make sure that's different. Then we'll go ahead and what we'll do is we'll lock this layer by sliding it to the left and hitting lock, and now we won't mistake and try to draw on that anymore. Alright, so let's do this curve again. Still got it on my eraser. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. I'm at tool maybe 15%, 16%. One more time. Okay, that looks good. And then this part's going to come, the reason I stopped here is because it's going to curve back the other way now. Just like that. And this one's good too. And if we wanted to kind of fix that right there, we can use our eraser tool to fix that. There we go. Alright, just like that. That's good. Okay, the next thing let's do, we'll continue on the hat here and do the little fluffy part. So I'm going to make my brush smaller again. So we're going to go back down to 9%. And we're just going to do some little wiggly marks here. Just like that. And if you really wanted to make it really nice, you could just hold down the pen each time you make one to make it perfect. The one thing you got to make sure is that they stay closed, because when you go in to color them, that's going to be a problem. Alright, but I think I'll just do freehand. Alright, I think that's good. So let's do the bow here now. So this is definitely gonna, let's do the circle first here in the middle. It's gonna be kind of an oval. Hold our pen down and make a good oval, and then don't pick your pen up. You can resize it while you're here. And I think that's good. All right, and then let's do that part. Hold it down. Make sure that this is closed off here. And then we'll do another one over here. There we go. And maybe a little oval here and a little oval here. That's good. And that's good. All right, and then I've got some, let's do her ear here. Just like that. Held my pen down to make sure it's a really good curve. And then we got some kind of mistletoe or holly here. Let's do it again. There we go. And then another one over here. And we'll just make that connect and make sure that this is connected. There we go. Okay, everything's connected so far. We'll do this holly over here too. Get all those finished. Just like that. That's good enough. All right, let's get Kitty's face in here. So we're going to do a oval here. We're going to hold our pen down to make sure we get a good curve. So I think that is a good one. And then we'll make sure that this is closed over here. We can make that a little bit fatter there. All right, I think that looks good. We could probably erase this little bit of holly that came through. Make that flat. That's good. All right, let's do Kitty's eyes next. So we just want an oval. Hold my pen down, just like that. I know what we can do. We can go into Selection Tool, freehand, draw a circle around that, hit Copy Paste. It will put it on a new layer, and then we can take that one and we can move it over here. Now they'll be perfectly the same, but we need to rotate this a little bit, about like that. Okay, very good. Let's do the nose. I think that's fine. Okay, so we got her face all done. Let's do the little pom-pom here on the end of her hat. Okay, it looks like she's got like a little bag here, maybe a Santa bag. I'm not sure, but anyway, we'll get that part in there. And then we got some whiskers here, so I'm gonna do thin to thick to thin on that one. Just about like that. I think she usually has 3 on each side. And I think this one is probably going to be covered up by the candy cane, but we'll do it anyway. We'll erase that part in the middle, and then the other one there in the middle is going to be completely covered up by the candy cane, so we don't need to do that one. All right, let's get our little arms here. That's good. And actually, we can make this a little bit thicker right there. Okay, and then she's got some little fluffy lapel things here. And that one we really can't see very well, so we're just going to leave that like it is. Maybe right there a little bit. All right, and then her bow here in the middle. We're going to make a circle. About right there. And then we'll do the bow, hold the pin down. Just like that. And make sure they're all connected. There we go. Again. That look okay? I think that's fine. It's the great thing about digital art, guys. You can just keep doing it again and again until you get it right. We're going to make these curved parts here where they look more curved. Okay, and now we can connect them. Here we go. That's better. All right, next, let's see. Let's do this pom-pom part over here. Here we go. And you can fix this where it meets. There we go. This looks good. And I'm going to erase that part right there where it comes over. All right, very good. And then we'll do the thing of her arm right here. So I started thin and got thick. Okay, in her hand. Hold the pen down to make that a good curve. Okay, looking good. Let's get this pom-pom part here. And I think it's just going to run along the... We can make it go behind that a little bit, I guess. There's going to be a candy cane there, so we're going to leave that. And then we're going to have a hand holding this just about like that. And then maybe the pom-pom comes out this side of the candy cane. I think that looks good. Maybe a thumb here. All right, let's get this bottom pom-pom part done. So the bottom is going to have a lot of little loops, but the top is not. Just like that. I'm going to fix this where it's a little bit thicker. There we go. All right, and her legs. Hold the pen down to make those look good. Just like that. Okay, and let's see the continuation of this bag thing that she has. I'm going to just kind of draw that in like that. And we'll know that's connected by it's going to be the same color. All right, let's get this candy cane in. So I'm going to start off with a straight line going down to there and hold the pen down to make it really straight. That's good. And this one here too. So if you're enjoying the content, I have a small favor to ask that makes a huge difference. Subscribing to my channel is like giving a virtual high five, and it means the world to me. When you hit that subscribe button, you're not just supporting the channel, you're joining an incredible community of awesome people who love art just as much as you do. Imagine being part of something bigger where every view, like, and comment helps us grow and reach more awesome folks just like you. Plus, subscribing is super easy. It's just one click, but that one click has a ripple effect, helping me create more content, bringing new ideas to life, and spreading positivity all around. And hey, in the spirit of kindness, how about this? Subscribe and then go out and do something nice for someone today. Hold the door open for a stranger, leave a kind note for a coworker, or simply smile at someone who looks like they need it. Let's make the world a bit brighter together. So what are you waiting for? Hit that subscribe button and let's make amazing things happen. Thank you for your support. You're the reason this channel exists. I think that's good. And then down here, hold the pen down to make it straight. Make that a little bit thicker. And then let's curve. Oops. Curve to connect that. And then we'll do this curve here. Like that. And we can fix this where it's connected. That's good. We'll do this inside curve here. Okay, that looks good. And then straight to there. Straight to there. And then we'll curve this just like that. Now we can fix all of these kind of overlaps. Well, they'll look like they're natural. There we go. And I think that will end our outline. Actually, we need to do the candy cane stripes here. You know what? I'm not going to do them with an outline because it's going to make it too pronounced. Let's erase Kitty's face here that goes inside the candy cane. You know what? I was drawing all that on that extra layer that we made, so let's put those two together by pinching them together. There we go. I think that looks good. Maybe we're overlapped here a bit. There we go. All right, I think that's good. I think she's all done. All right, so now we can get in on the coloring process. All right, so what I'm going to do is go into a new layer here. And now our outline is going to be our reference. So we need to click on it and change that to a reference. Now what that does is it tells, we need to start a new layer and put that under our reference layer. Just drag it with your finger. Now what those reference does is when we drop our colors here into layer 3, it's going to use the lines above it to tell where the colors go. So let's start off by changing our background color. I want a kind of a blue-green, a light blue-green actually. So maybe that, and then take off some of the color. Lighten it up a bit. So something about like that is what I want. I think that's good. All right, and then on our layer here. All right, so of course the fluffy parts are going to be white, so we'll do that first. Change our color to white here and drag and drop it in there. All right, and then if you want to, you can hit continue filling, but it already disappeared, so I got to do it again. Drag and drop that in, and then if I hit continue filling, now I can just tap on the, oops, not that one. Oh, I didn't close it. You can see right here it's not connecting. So that is not going to fill. This one will. That one's closed. So I need to go back to my line layer and I need to connect those. All right. So glove is going to be white there. This is going to be white. And her face is going to be white. Her ear is going to be white. And her legs are going to be white. All right, I think that's all. Yeah, I think that's good enough. All right, what I'm going to do now, okay, we need to close that, right? So I'm going to go back to my reference layer here, and we're going to select that brown color that we use for the outline by holding down on it. That's our color picker, and I can see an overlap right there, which I don't like, so I'm going to go ahead and erase that. Just like that. And then we're going to go back to our pencil here. There's another overlap right there, which I don't like. We can erase that. Okay. And then we need to see all these overlaps now. We need to connect those. Where was it at? Right here. We need to connect these so they will fill with colors. So we got our thumb here, which didn't connect to the candy cane because we didn't draw it yet. And we got a little pom-pom right there that don't connect, and down here don't connect. And the reason they didn't connect is because we hadn't drawn our candy cane in there yet. All right, I think that's good now. So now we can go back to our color layer again, and we can click white and drag and drop that in there. And I think maybe this here too. Yeah. All right, let's go to red next. So we're going to do a perfect red all the way in the top right corner. And we're going to drop that on her hat here and her ribbon. Let's continue filling. All right, and then her little clothes right there is going to be red. Maybe this little part right there too. Middle of her bow is going to be red. And her thumb right there is going to be red. Don't ask me why. Just going to be. Okay, let's go to our green color. And we're going to just do a perfect green. It's right up there in the top corner. And maybe that's a little too fluorescent. Let's do a little darker green. There, that's better. So I'm going to drop the holly in there. Continue filling. That one. That one. What else is green? Her bag. And her bow. And I think that's it. All right. Let's choose this dark brown for the outline. And we're going to fill her eyes in. Oops. Didn't have color drop on. Here we go. And this eye. And then Kitty's nose is always yellow. So let's go into a yellow and drop her nose in there like that. Okay. All right, the only other thing we got to do is this candy cane. So trying to figure out the best way to do this, I think, would be to start another layer. And then we're going to, let's just make it white. Drop in white there in our candy cane. And then what we'll do is we'll start a new layer above it. And then we'll click on that layer and go to clipping mask. So what that's going to do is it's not going to allow it to paint on anything except for that candy cane, which is under it here. All right, and then we'll go to our red, which we can pick with our finger here, just like that. And we're going to draw the stripes on here, or paint the stripes on here. All right, so I'm just going to do a little bit bigger brush. And you can see now, if I go outside, nothing happens because it's clipped to that candy cane only. All right, let's do another one here. And then our last one right there. Here we go, looks great. We need to do this. So I was kind of looking at that, and then I realized that that pom-pom is behind it, so we just need to go do another one here. Maybe right there. And then maybe one here in the middle. There we go. Now it's in there. All right, very good, guys. We got all of our coloring done. Now what I want to do is I want to do a little bit of decoration on her clothes here. And if you want, you can pinch those candy cane and the stripes together to make that one piece. That's fine. I'm going to go ahead and turn off my sketch now. No, that's our reference, our sketch. There we go. And you can see how cute it looks now. All right, so let's see. Let's do some little decorations on her clothes. So I'm going to go to white. All right, and then we're going to just make our brush thin. And let's just do some little decorations like this. You got to be careful because this is all on the same layer, so you don't want to go over anything. All right, let's do another one here. Like that, and then we'll do some dots. That's fine. You know what will probably look better than those dots is our monoline brush. Mono streamline, make a dot bigger, and then boop, 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 boop. There we go. It's looking good. All right, and then I'm going to make a little bit smaller dots. So I'm going to take the size of the brush down a little bit. All right, and then back to the Inker Streamliner, we'll do another curved line right there. That's good. That's what I wanted. All right, very good. So let's do some shading now. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is we're going to start a new layer above the cat. And this is going to be our shading layer. So what we're going to do is we'll probably just go to a black. I want to shadow along the bottom of her face here. So I'm going to go to a selection tool here, which is the little curve S looking thing. And we're going to do it with a freehand. So I'm going to kind of select something down here. Kind of like that. Maybe a little bit better than that, actually. So maybe from here to here. Oops. There we go, that's better. And I'm going to go to feather right here. And we're going to feather it maybe 13%, I guess. All right, and then let's drag and drop that black in there. And you can see how the fading kind of fades it in and out. But on the bottom here, we don't want it faded. We just want that fade on the top. So what I'm going to do is color that bottom part in. just like that. I don't know if that's going to work, but we'll see what happens. And then we're going to take the opacity on it and take it way down. No, that don't look good at all. All right, so let's undo that last thing I did, and then let's opacity it. About like that. So I got it down to 28%. I think that's good. So you can see the little shadow on them. Actually, we could probably take it down even more. 15. There we go. A little bit of shadow on her face. And let's put some shadows where the hat is. So again, I'm going to do the selection tool again. I'm going to do a new layer. Freehand selection tool. Right there, and then around the bow. And then connect it back up. And then we're going to feather it. And then drag and drop our black in there. All right, and then we're going to get out of our selection there. We're going to take this way down. $17 maybe. Looks good. Okay, over here on this pom-pom, same thing, new layer. Start a new layer. Selection tool. And we'll do and then maybe in the bottom of her hand right here. You can do another one. So I'm going to start a new layer, selection tool, right along the bottom of that hand. Feather it. Drag and drop it in. Take the opacity down on it, and we are good to go. Okay, let's do under her chin here on the white pom-pom part right here too. So there we go. All right, let's see. Let's put a little shiny on her nose. So we'll do a new layer. We'll do a white. We'll do it right on top of her nose here. And then let's take the opacity of that down. About that much. Let's put some little sparkles in her eyes too. So we're going to have to go above the reference layer because that is part of our outline. And then I'm going to go to my, where is my monoline? Right there. That's good. And we'll make a smaller one and just like that. All right, what else can we do? Let's do a shadow under her bow here. Not under her bow, but on her bow. And what we'll do is we'll start a new layer again. Change it to black. And we will select it. Like that. We'll feather it. Drop the black in there on each part. All right. And then we will take the opacity down. 27%. All right. Yep, that's all I want to do. All right, so what we're going to do now is do some highlights. So it's basically going to be the same thing, but instead of using black, we're going to be using white. So as usual, we'll start a new layer. You can do the selection tool. We'll do one right around here on top of the hat. All right, and we will feather it. Drop some white in there. Let's see what that looks like. We might not have to do anything with it. I think that's good. So just like that. Maybe on the top of the bow here too. New layer again. We'll draw out a selection here and do another one over here. And then we will feather them and draw white and white. And let's see what they look like. They look fine, just like they are. Alright guys, and I think that's all I'm going to do. Let me see. Let's go into... I got a snowflake brush that I downloaded for free. Just search for snowflake on Google. Procreate free snowflake brush. I'm sure you'll find one. Alright, and we're on that. Let's see how big it is. That's kind of small, isn't it? Let's make that a little bit bigger. What we'll do is we'll start a new layer on top of our background layer, which is under the kitty. Here we go. And then let's put some snowflakes. That's good. And then we'll make them maybe another big one down here. And then we'll make them smaller. That's too small. Oh, they're doing them random. Oh, that's good. That's too many though. I think that is good. So that is our little kitty. Let's make a shadow under her for the last thing. We'll put that completely under her, and what we'll do is we'll change it to black. And we will do a selection right under her, just like this. Close that off. Feather it out. Drop some black in there. Take the opacity and make that lighter, maybe 25%, and we are done. There you go. So I hope you guys has enjoyed this. It's kind of a switch from our dreams tutorials that we've done lately, but I think it's a good change, a little bit sometimes. So I hope that you enjoyed this tutorial. If you got any questions, leave them in the comment section below. And if you want the sketch again, it's over on the Patreon page. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope this has been informative and helpful to you. If you have not subscribed, please do so. Hit the like button, share it with your friends, and I will be much appreciated. So, hope you guys have a great New Year's, and I will see you next week for another Procreate or Procreate Dreams tutorial. Take care.